been over a decade now that we know one another. And every places that we go, every single time, he's going to know somebody. Somebody will come to him. He's going to gather the respect every single time. And even at HD, right from the beginning, HeliumDeploy, same business as Emil, right from the beginning, he was able to gather the traction of absolutely everybody online because it was a digital business. So today is going to be talking about building your own brand and building a community as well, which is very, very important when building e-commerce. George?
Thank you, Ghislain.
So pluggy?
Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you for this opportunity, Ghislain, and I hope you guys are not too tired. I know you guys have been here since this morning. I wouldn't say saving the last for the best, because everyone here has been providing very valuable information, and hopefully you guys will enjoy what I have to share with you guys here. Are you guys tired? No? Cool.
That's it. Display settings?
Yeah. Yeah, it says sharp.
Mirror 2, can you click?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on the TV. Small technical issue. It's
no
a conference without a technical issue, right?
I might know what it is, Ghislain. There you go.
There's something, no.
It should, yeah.
Yeah, but, okay, perfect. Thank you, George.
Cool. So let me first start off. I'm George. I'm product builder and a retail store owner. I've had the opportunity to start a retail e-commerce business with both Ghislain and Emil over there. So as Emil shared over here, we started a retail e-commerce business and we're able to generate over $35 million worth of sales, which is something that I've never had imagined myself doing. I'll tell you why, and I'll share some of my personal experience and how it all started. So I was just a kid with a dream. Essentially, I came, my parents immigrated from Lebanon. They came here to offer their kids a greater opportunity. My father comes from an engineering background and my mom was an esthetician. So there were simply no shortcuts. What I was actually truly blessed with is the passion of building relationship with people. I consider myself very blessed and grateful for having this in me. And the reason why is because building relationships with people, I've always valued looking at the bigger picture. A lot of people choose to build relationship with people, but they treat the relationships transactional solely. Like I said, I always look at the bigger picture. I always had the long-term vision. A strong relationship is like a partnership or a marriage. It's essentially you're complementing each other to bring real value to one another. It's always a win-win. So it's not about winning and the other one is losing. So my dream from the get-go was never about just making money. Obviously, we're all here. We're all sitting down here together because we want to generate revenue to be able to bring food to our table and provide for our families. But the end goal is not, your focus shouldn't be about making money. In my case, what was my end goal is to build a community. So I've chosen to start my journey when I was young. I had the opportunity to work for Emilio's father, who owned an electronics store, and I chose this opportunity to jump right into sales. So I've been in sales all my life. But the part I cared the most, sorry about that. Thank you so much. The part that I cared the most about being in sales was actually support, creating that retention with the client. And that's the part that I created, that I enjoyed the most, because again, just closing a sale, it's not something that I gave credit to myself to, because it's something that anyone could sell, could do. But what I gave my credit myself to is building that retention with that client. How can I bring this customer back, or how could this customer spread his experience with me to bring more people to myself. So by doing so, it's all about understanding your customer's pain and finding how to add more value to their life. That's the whole job. So do that honestly, and the community builds itself eventually. Everything just follows. So a lot of people, unfortunately, think that for you to start a business requires a large capital or a parent that already owns a business. If anything, I wouldn't say that having a parent that owns a business is bad, but it could take all the value of being in the trenches in understanding the customer's behavior, all of that. So. What I would say, it's completely false. If anything, being handed a business removes one thing that matters most, the perks of being in the trenches, just like I shared. Building a community and relationships is absolutely free. It doesn't require any capital. It costs time, attention, and honesty, but not money. It's just about truly being yourself and being honest with the people that you work with. That's the great equalizer. A business family isn't a bad thing, just like I shared. It just can't value enough being thrown in the trenches and what you're about to see. That's what I value the most. So just like I shared earlier, I started in sales. For me, there was no other way for me to truly understand and build relationships with people. And not only that, what I very much enjoyed about sales is that I wasn't doing it for the 9-to-5 job. I was mainly doing it out of the commission because I really wanted to have my back against the wall and generate a revenue based on my results. So I could not emphasize enough how it's the rarest classroom there is. Every day the market tells you the truth to your face, and you either listen and adapt or you fall behind. That's where I learned everything that follows. So for everyone over here, how many of you have already started your e-commerce? Cool. So what I would recommend the most is getting in the trenches, just like I said. Live inside a market before you try to sell to it. So for you guys who've started your e-commerce, are you in a market that you've worked for in the past, or it's just entirely new? Entirely new? More or less? More or less the same? So what I would tell you guys is I wouldn't rush into it. If anything, you want to understand the market end to end before you build. Hunt for the pain. That's where the opportunity lives. Patience beats speed. A rushed launch solves absolutely nothing, which unfortunately a lot of people do. I have a lot of young kids, unfortunately, who come up to me with the same dream, and you see a lot of those courses online. You get targeted on Instagram or on social media. All those influencers selling you the dream. You can make a quick buck, but this is, I'll break it down to you guys. I'll be very direct. This is entirely false. A lot of them are just selling you a dream, and they're banking on those courses that they're selling you, but not on actually providing you value. But the beauty about being in the trenches today and building community, it's completely free. It's completely free, and you guys will understand where I'm coming from, because there are social media platforms, there are forums where you can see communities, and you can even be here in person and meet with people. So the opportunity is completely unlimited, and again, it doesn't cost anything. So as I shared, a lot of those young kids open up the store, and once they launch their product, they just hear cricket sounds, and they get disappointed and they completely give up. And they ask themselves, I asked them, why is it that you haven't generated anything? And the answer always comes to the same: they don't even know. So they spent a bunch of time perfecting and building this website, which they believed that would convert sales and providing a product which believed was perfect for the consumer. But have they ever gotten the chance to sit down with their potential customers and understand where they're coming from? Zero, absolutely nowhere. So that's where, I repeat, I could not emphasize enough, by putting yourself out there on those social media platforms. There's Facebook pages, there's Reddit forums, or you can even do meet and greet to understand the insides and outs of what these people are looking for. So put your time into understanding one demographic deeply and focus there. Really put your focus on it. but don't be all over the place. I get it, everyone has a dream here, but I ask people like, what is it that you're launching? They're all over the place. Oh, I want to start this, I have this vision. No, just put your focus into one place and focus on one demographic. So I would go as far as reverse engineering it. Actually, there's someone that I was following online. His name is actually Gary Vee. Not someone that I follow much nowadays, but he essentially has his own retail e-commerce store, and he was sharing that you might just want to reverse engineer it and start by building your community before even launching a store. Again, it just costs absolutely nothing. Building a community before, you can bring traffic without a budget by showing where your customers are. You gather your competitors, communities, Facebook groups, Reddit threads. Don't sell, ask questions, and build what they actually tell you they need, right? So a lot of you guys here will tell me, well, it's hard to bring traffic to my website. Should I start with Google ads? Should I start with Amazon ads or Facebook ads? No, if you reverse engineer it and start with the community first, simple as, for example, you want to sell sneakers, right? You can start an Instagram page and just keep promoting sneakers, and build community and interact with this community. Don't expect people to come to you out of good faith. You want to interact with people and engage and ask them questions, you know? And again, it's absolutely free and it doesn't cost you, it costs you zero on advertising. And once they gain this trust by interacting and engaging with you, they will just follow you. Anything that you will choose to launch tomorrow, they will just follow you. Now, once you've launched your retail e-commerce business, you might, following these steps that I shared with you, you might have generated good amount of traffic to your website, but then you would have expected that all of them would have converted. But unfortunately, I will break it down to you. That won't be the case. You might see a lot of abandoned checkouts. But don't mourn on abandoned checkouts. If anything, thank them. As I always say, a missed opportunity is a blessing in disguise. Reach out and ask why they didn't buy. Every honest answer will narrow your misses and lift into conversion. So you will see a lot of abandoned checkout on your website. These are the first people you want to reach out to understand why they haven't purchased. Was it because of the shipping delays? Was it because of your shipping fees? Was it because of you not being local next to them? And there could be a lot of reasonings behind that. But for you, by you understanding where their pain was coming from, you have a higher chance to potentially convert in the future. So, as one of my favorite martial artists said, Bruce Lee, life itself is your teacher, and you're in a constant state of learning. And this is the truth in business. It's the same reality applies. Every day, as much as you want to believe that you know it all, you don't. If anything, you always have to put yourself in your customer's shoes. Who are the ones who are purchasing? In the end, you're not the one who's buying your own products. They are. So you're constantly learning and understanding and reiterating your business. Because again, if you don't, then you will fall behind. So in my case, what I did is that I went into a small niche, but I did it with conviction. So I essentially chose to penetrate a market that was, at the time, was not as competitive, but I chose to stick in that one niche, and I went completely hard on it, because I know a lot of you guys will start your e-commerce business and will think that by adding the most SKUs to your website could be beneficial for you. If anything, try to narrow it down as much as possible to a very, very limited amount of SKUs, so you can direct your focus and your energy on it. So, right, so going back on my story, before starting my retail e-commerce business with my friends, I chose to launch a store via Amazon. I was one of the few ones who had started FBA, which was a great opportunity. But what have I learned from this? As I started generating a good amount of sales on Amazon, Amazon what basically does is that it sees that it's profitable and they could just take it and replicate it, because if anything, they have the distribution and they have the volume to purchase these products on much cheaper price, and they have a better reputation than you do. So what was my first reflex to this? I didn't give up, obviously. When I saw that Amazon was just taking over some of my sales, I'm like, I need to build a community. I need to build a private product and build a story around it. Because in the end, a product is what gets you sale, which anyone could do, but a brand gets you a following, and a community gets you everything that you want. So it's pretty much the shield that you have against anyone in business. Anyone can list a product. The moat is who shows up when you launch the next one. And that's built on purpose, not by accident. So just like Emilio and I were discussing recently, we have a lot of competitors now in our market, and the sad reality is consumers will always look at the price, will always look at the shipping fees, and that's what they will value the most. But if you truly build a community behind your business, then you're pretty much shielding your business from your competitors. So the brand is the leverage, obviously, but the community is your identity. You have customers who want to identify themselves to you. So your leverage is a brand sets you apart. People don't stop buying a product and start buying into the story of your company. And a story is something a price tag can never compete with. Your strongest asset is the community. This is where it compounds. People don't just relate to your product, they relate to an identity. An identity is the one thing that no competitor can ever copy, sorry. Because the sad reality in a business, it's a jungle out there. Everyone wants to eat, right? I've seen it firsthand, like I said, with Amazon. But the moment your product shows results, they can replicate and beat you on volume. You didn't just compete with them, you proved them the concept just like you shared, and hand it over to them. The big players simply leverage your proof of concept. That's a trap. And it's exactly why your real edge has to live somewhere they can't reach. You want to act as the bridge between the manufacturer and the consumer. It's something that they cannot replace. So as you guys can see, you've got the manufacturer who builds the products, never touches the buying journey or the operation. And then there's you hold the transaction, the relationship, and the trust, bringing the community product to life, something neither side can do alone. And then you have the community, their needs met, their pain removed, they follow you, not the factory. So it's a win-win for everyone. Manufacturers and big players don't have the time to go deep with community and innovate the next product. You do, and remind them there's enough here for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone in this transaction. So working with manufacturers, you really want to understand how you work with them, because especially in my case, I work with manufacturers abroad, which is in China. So it's a different culture, different mindset, and this different way of building businesses. So you truly want to understand how they conduct business, and you want to play ball with them. Because in the end, you want to treat your manufacturer as a partner. So the factory is not a vendor, it's a partner who's incentivized. You have to read. Knowing how they actually operate is what unblocks better pricing, priority in product. So this is where you will lock in your business deals. So you want to learn their MOQs, lead times, and margins before you negotiate, because you want to build your business around that. You have to make sure that it also makes sense to you. Speak the language, specs, tooling, and reliable reorders. Become the easy, predictable customer they protect first. Quality control in your brand, own it at source. Sorry. So you want to sign exclusive deals, brand direct deals with them. Exclusivity is obviously the leverage you earn, not money you spend. When you're the official channel, you stop competing with price and start owning the market, which is the most beautiful part. So you want to bring distribution, marketing, and trust, not just an order. Prove you grow their brand, not just move their boxes. Structure terms that protects both sides, because that's a very important one. A lot of people, when they choose to build relationship with manufacturers, they neglect this part. And what could happen is that you don't have proper payment terms, you don't have proper guarantee set. So you might get ahead of yourself and sign an exclusivity deal with this manufacturer, but in the end, it's not profitable because there's a high defect rate, which they choose not to, they choose not to honor, and you could be a complete loss. So you want to ensure that when they offer you exclusivity, it's a win-win for the both of you. So you really are trying to sell yourself to them. Like how are you beneficial for them, and just like how they are beneficial to you. Now, once all that is already built, the hardest part is obviously building the operations. Now, the beautiful thing, as both Philip and Emilio shared, we have been blessed with AI nowadays. Operation, I will tell you guys, in business, it's the part that I found the hardest. But with AI, you can truly train him to handle all the operations for your business, which is the hardest part which is the hardest part in the transaction, and the reason why a lot of those manufacturers choose to stay away from it, and you get to handle this relationship with the client, and you get to handle the relationship with the manufacturer itself. So with AI, you can build inventory forecasting tools, reordering, and supply comms, customer support, order updates, and notification at scale, content, product copy, and creative in fraction of the time. Dashboard that turn raw data into new decisions for you to make better decisions for your next product that you choose to innovate. And the same thing goes for ad spend. You can now generate creatives for Google Ad without having to hire a full stack marketing team to generate your ads. So it will essentially it will keep track of your sales revenue, your ad spend, and also create those ads for you. So the playbook is on one slide. So if you remember 4 things, you own the source, let AI run your operation, be the brand, and spend the return on ads. Do these 4 things very well around the community that you actually care, and the brand compounds on its own. Everything just connects to each other. So let's build something worth belonging to. And I hope you guys have any questions. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Je veux rester une communauté, mais je veux pas que ce soit moi, Zach, qui soit ma boutique. Donc, je vais créer ma page Facebook, je vais créer ma page Instagram pour ma boutique.
Oui.
J'ai mis des posts, des trucs comme ça, mais ça l'attire pas plus que les gens. J'ai peut-être 5-6 abonnés, mais comment je fais pour les attirer, pour avoir une communauté solide, sans que moi, je sois la personne?
Je peux te poser une question honnête. C'est-tu parce que c'est un produit que tu sens aucun attachement ou...
Le look vendeur, je ne sais pas comment dire ça, mais c'est pas, je veux que ce soit universel pour tout le monde.
Right.
Je veux que ce soit aussi inclusif pour tout le monde. Donc, en mettant comme moi, en mettant des modèles de différentes personnes,
right.
Je trouve que ça inclut tout le monde.
OK, mais tu vois, tu as mentionné un bon point, tu as dit que tu veux pas être trop vendeuse. La réalité, c'est la formule qui which is successful, que je dirais, la formule qui fonctionne toujours, c'est toujours en restant honnête avec ta communauté. Tu n'as pas besoin de te vendre. Puis c'est là où je trouve que beaucoup ont de la misère à bâtir des communautés parce qu'ils essaient trop de se vendre à sa communauté. Puis c'est là où il y a un échec. Là, toi, tu vas rester réel avec ta communauté. Même moi, tu vois, j'ai des produits où je connais inside out, mais j'en ai d'autres que j'en connais pas en profondeur comme certains experts en ligne. Puis quand ma communauté me parle, je suis très transparent avec eux. Je leur dis, écoute, c'est pas quelque chose que je connais en profondeur, mais je connais plusieurs personnes dans ma communauté qui seraient capables de répondre à ta question. Fait que moi, ça a toujours été la position que j'ai prise. J'ai toujours bâti mes entreprises, mes 2 entreprises ici, et ma communauté, sur la transparence. C'est quelque chose que je valorise énormément. Fait que ce que la communauté apprécie le plus que tout, c'est ton interaction. C'est que moi, ils viennent à moi et ils me disent « Ah, c'est pas parce que tu es un entrepreneur, que tu es le propriétaire de ton entreprise que tu choisis de t'isoler de nous. » Je me vois pas meilleur qu'eux. Je me mets sur la même longueur d'onde qu'eux, puis je me mets à leur niveau pour pouvoir avoir une conversation.
C'est pas que je me pense supérieur, mais juste avoir discuté sur le privé. C'est pas que ma vie soit inclue
Oui,
dans ce que je fais dans la vie, tu sais, dans le sens que je réponds à tous les courriels.
oui,
En même temps, everything. Je suis tout le temps là, je suis transparente, c'est juste que je veux pas, moi, que ce soit moi le visage de la compagnie.
right.
Que ce soit la communauté, que ce soit le produit. Mais comment tu fais pour que les gens aient confiance quand ta boutique est nouvelle?
Mais je comprends, mais est-ce que tu as quelqu'un de confiance qui travaille avec toi ou tu es tout seul? Complètement tout seul? Je l'ai fait dans le passé.
Je fais tout, je fais des courriels, des check-outs de vente, tout ça. J'ai tout en place.
Ouais.
Mais j'arrive pas à avoir une communauté solide de l'entreprise. Même si j'ai des pages Facebook, Instagram, que je fais des posts.
Tu fais des posts, mais est-ce que tu interagis avec eux?
Oui, c'est une pose des questions, mais genre, tu sais, j'ai 5 abonnés.
Ouais.
Pas prendre de questions, ils vont les liker, des trucs, mais.
Right. Mais là, tu vois, toi, tu interagis sur des posts que toi, tu as faites. OK? Là, ce que moi, je te dirais de faire, puis ce que je faisais souvent, c'est que j'allais sur les Reddit posts ou sur les Facebook groups de mes compétiteurs. Tu sais, genre, admettons, tu n'es pas le seul, je sais pas, tu t'es lancé en affaires en quoi. Admettons, tu t'es lancé en affaires sur des produits pour vendre, je sais pas, des bouteilles d'eau. Mais tu n'es pas le seul qui vend des bouteilles d'eau. Fait que là, tu vas aller voir ton compétiteur tu le sais que sa business va bien, il y a une grosse communauté, mais là, tu rentres dans sa communauté à lui puis tu interagis avec son monde. Puis là, c'est à ce moment-là que je dis, OK, cette personne interagit avec moi, puis elle me ramène de la valeur. Tu comprends ça? Une transaction, c'est toujours genre, how can I bring more value to you, you know? So, tu lui ramènes de la valeur, puis lui, à ce moment-là, tu vas avoir eu son attention et il va revenir à ton groupe.
Moi, je m'inclus dans d'autres.
T'as pas le choix. Oui, t'as pas le choix d'infiltrer. Moi, c'est ça que je faisais, c'est que j'allais dans les. Tu sais, j'ai commencé initialement quand je me suis lancé en affaires. Je me suis lancé en affaires just being as a retailer. Puis a retailer, anyone could do that. Genre, ça prend rien. Tout le monde comme ici peut se lancer en affaires puis partir une entreprise. You know? Mais comment je me suis différencié des autres mondes, c'est que j'ai commencé à rentrer dans les Facebook groups ou dans les Reddit posts, dans les forums de mes compétiteurs. Puis cette personne se plaignait, « Ah, mais le produit que j'ai acheté de lui, tu sais, il manque quelque chose. L'autre, j'ai acheté de lui, puis sa livraison de une semaine, tandis que l'autre, il l'a de... » Tu comprends? Fait que tu vas comprendre la douleur de chacun de ces personnes-là. Puis là, tu trouves la solution. Puis là, à ce moment-là, tu le ramènes vers chez toi. « Ah, mais moi, chez moi, je peux t'offrir livraison de 1 jour, puis la bouteille d'eau à 1 $ à la place de 3 $. » Façon de parler. Pourquoi ce serait risky?
Les gens, d'aller chercher des gens qui disent non, moi, viens chez moi, c'est.
Comment tu le ramènes en fait chez toi? De quelle façon? Est-ce que tu parles en privé?
Non, mais c'est simple. C'est que, admettons, je te donne un exemple. Moi, j'avais dans mon domaine à moi, j'avais des clients qui achetaient un produit de mes compétiteurs, puis que, admettons, son ordinateur ne fonctionnait pas. Je te donne un exemple. Son ordinateur ne fonctionnait pas. Puis là, il partage avec sa communauté, mon ordinateur ne fonctionne pas, tel. Mais toi, tu lui offres la solution. Tu lui offres la solution. Ah, mais est-ce que tu as essayé de faire tel? Puis là, ça règle son problème. Puis là, lui, il vient de gagner son trust envers toi. Tu peux pas traiter, tu peux pas acheter quelqu'un. Ça, oublie ça. Tu peux pas acheter un membre d'une communauté, quelque chose. C'est faux. Ce que tu dois devoir lui donner de la valeur gratuitement. Exactement. Fait que c'est ça pourquoi je peux pas plus mettre de valeur sur building un personal brand aussi. Parce que là la personne, la beauté d'avoir une communauté puis bâtir ton own personal brand, c'est que ensuite tout ce que tu vas essayer de vendre, ils vont te suivre parce que tu as déjà gain ce trust envers cette personne-là. Une transaction qui est complètement gratuite. Ça t'a rien coûté, puis lui, ça lui a rien coûté non plus. Tu es juste venu l'aider. Tu comprends? Pas trop. Anyone else? I guess ice cream for everyone?
I don't even have a fridge yet.
That's true. Well, thank you guys so much for listening up, and I look forward to seeing you in the community. Merci.
All right, last part. We're at the end. I just want to showcase something that is going to take 5 minutes of your time. So